Hey guys and girls, it's Blackjack with 396 Guitars. We have the Chet Atkins on the bench still today. This is the last episode in this video series. We got everything rewired. It's working beautifully, although I did have a glitch off camera. One of the new pots I put in was defective. And when I was testing it, I'm like, what is going on? You never know. You never know what you're going to run into. So let's get to work. We have it de-strung loosely because I took the cup out and I didn't want to give it back to him. You'll notice the E emblem is gone. It's not gone, it's still there. I painted this. I cleaned up as much of the crap from the previous job as I could. And, sorry about my camera work. As much as I could, there was just too much of it in there and I didn't want to break the cup. But I painted it, let it cure for 24 hours. This whole, it orients in there like this. This goes to the truss rod down in here. And yeah, we need to get at that. And what we're going to do is place the E in there, something like that. So it's going to look pretty cool. I had some of these left over from the 65 Riviera that I restored. It took me forever to source these. These are peel and stick, but they're kind of bendy aluminum, really soft aluminum. It may or may not stick there, and we might have to put some glue on here. So that's what we're going to work on first. I want to get this oriented. It wasn't perfectly perpendicular with the, the line of the neck. It was a little off kilter, sort of like that. And yeah, or was it? No, it's this way. I know it's always tilted this way. I want to try to get it as centered as I can, but once it sticks, the paint is brand new, but it's perfectly cured. But I think it's going to stick to it nicely. We're going to try it. We're going to try it and just eyeball it. It'll look better than nothing in there, that's for certain. If I screw this one up, I still have one more as a backup. So let's hope I don't screw it up. I would like to not have to put any glue on it. Oh, yeah, and I forgot there's actually plastic. I know I'm not in the video. There's plastic over the emblem that you have to kind of get off, which protects it. If I can get it started, it should come right off. Golly. Suppose I should have done this first. You don't know what I went through to source out these little E emblems when I was doing that Riviera. It was a vintage 12-string Epiphone Riviera Kalamazoo guitar from 65 or 64. Beautiful instrument. And I had to get one of these for the pick guard because, yeah, well, the one that was on there was not in good shape. All right, so we got the outside off. How agreeable is the inside, the underside, to get the adhesive tape off? Aren't you guys glad you tuned in today to watch me booger with this? Stand by. I'm going to get a razor blade and get this right. So I didn't show you that because, yeah, it took a little bit of doing just to get the backing tape off. And it is off kilter just slightly, and it orients in there sort of like so, which is the way the other emblem was. So there's one stupid little screw that I got to try to find that somebody had glued the back of it and tried to stick it in the hole. I ground down all of the old goop and glue. Try not to scratch the new paint with this strings. Strings are new too, so we're going to try to get her centered in there and put a screw in that little hole right there. And I don't know if I want to put this screw is about 3 times too long, so I'm going to try to find something that's a little more acceptable. I save everything. I don't have a black one. Oh, I do. Oh, that's a rusty one. Never mind. Is that a black one? Oh boy. Oh. You know what? I'm just going to put what I have and then hit it with a little touch of paint when I get done, so the screw head isn't showing. I like one of these, I think. Yeah, I think that's all it needs. All it's got to do is hold that cup so it doesn't move around. It's not like it's a Mack truck. Now, am I going to get lucky? And that hole is going to be lined up and oriented right. Doubtful. Yahtzee. I don't think it needs any more than that. It's just a dummy sound hole cup type thing. And I don't know, maybe they were glued in there to begin with. It doesn't. It's almost like it doesn't sit in there right. When I look at the paint rings, the faux wood inlays, it disappears over here and it shows up here, but there's no way to move it in there. I don't think. Unless the guy drilled the hole in the wrong place. And boy, that would not surprise me because, yeah, everything else he did, he screwed the pooch on. No, that ring does not go in any farther. I'm not going to booger with it anymore. I don't think anybody will ever notice that other than everybody that's watching this video. It can't go anywhere. It's nice and smooth. I'm going to call that a success. I think that actually looks pretty nice. And I kind of mocked it up and sent it to the customer and asked him if he wanted me to leave the cup the way it was for originality. He was absolutely tickled pink that I came up with this solution. So I like it. It looks pretty good. At least it's similar to what it was and very close. And to the untrained eye or the average person, they're never going to notice that. So cosmetic stuff is not what I signed up for. We got one last string to put on. I did a little bit of cleanup on the guitar. I'm still going to, I almost want to pull the strings off and really clean it. And I almost think, yeah, that's in its future, I think. Right now we are going to straight and maybe adjust that truss rod. I don't know what we're going to need, but it's going to need a setup. So I had all the strings loose. I still have some extra hanging off. This should be it for this girl. I think she's done, and I think she's ready to go back to the owner and happily make music for many years to come in the form that it was designed to. I do not know where the tuning is right now, but I know they're loose. Okay, let's plug her in and tune her up. And I want to check the string action. There isn't anything I can do with that. I knew that we were going to lose some string action. In other words, gain it. It did come up slightly, but it's not bad. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So let's double check. Bear with me. Pretty stable guitar, and I like the tuners on it. They're very responsive. I don't think it's a cheapy junk guitar at all. I think it's actually a pretty nice guitar. It's nothing special. It's a one-trick pony, but it's interesting and unique. New strings are still stretching. Nice. Intonation's all set. I did want to check. I know we're probably going to be good at this adjustment, but yeah, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight, but we're not getting any buzzing on open. The only caveat to this operation, and I was pretty certain I let him know right from Jump Street when he dropped it off to me, that we were going to gain a little bit of string height, which we did. It's not horrible, but it's about 2/64 higher than I would like it, but it's equal all the way across, and it's not horrible. I mean, I see acoustic guitars come in the shop all the time, and they're at 12, 13, 14. You could drive a truck under it. It's right at 8. That's the high side of, I guess, acceptable, but the only thing I could do is straighten out the neck a little bit more, and I'm not a proponent of that. If it was higher than that, then I would probably try to bring that neck up, but once you get past flat and go into back bow, you're going to affect the way this thing plays all up and down the neck. And right now, it's playing really nicely. it's responding well. We're going to leave it. This is the way this guitar is going to live. It's going back to the customer. I'm sure he's going to be happy. Off camera, I'm going to wipe it down. I'm going to snip off the extra strings up here. But yeah, that was the last little installment for this video. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Sometimes these things take a little bit more time. Hey, I had to wire it twice. I had to take out a pot that I had just put in because it was defective. And that happens. And yeah, you move on. You fix it, you move on. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for watching. If you dig what I'm doing, like and subscribe. It's Blackjack with 396 Guitars.